How many times have we been told a story or a parable from the Bible? Heaps, right? Now how many of us truly understand the message behind it? We are told countless confusing tales with demons and whales and angels and such. But what do they all mean? Do they all say the same message, just distinguished in fancy smanchy writing? Well, today our mission is to unpack the Bible, and more specifically, inform you all about the life-changing context of the New Testament. Sit tight and enjoy, ladies and gents. Now the Bible is split into two sections, the Old Testament, which is before Christ, and the New Testament, which is after Christ. Both teach us how to live in the image of God. The New Testament is a transition that preaches Christ's gift of salvation to those who are willing to receive it. The New Testament is aimed at teaching its readers about the life of Jesus and why he came to save us from sin. Throughout the big, long story that ended in the death and resurrection of Jesus, we are taught and encouraged to love and respect all around us no matter what, and to follow Christ's words as Christians. These teachings are conveyed through three sections: the Gospels, the Epistles, and the Book of Revelation. These books not only aided condemned Christians at the time by encouraging their faith, but also holds relevance and importance today. The Epistles branches off into 21 books, including Romans, 1 and 2 Corinthians, Galatians, and so on. The Epistles expresses the importance of love and how it fulfills us. This is well captured in 1 Corinthians 13, verse 2. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have the faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. Love fuels our souls and gives us a passion that nothing else can. Life without love is like a phone without Wi-Fi or a pen without books. Are useless alone and have no meaning until used together. This is the same with Christians. Anyone who received Jesus and follows the Bible but lives an indecent life with constant hatred and sin doesn't truly know God. Yes, we aren't perfect and we make mistakes. We're not expected to be the Blessed Virgin Mary. Just simple acts of kindness to live a more Christian-like life. There are many ways to show love in everyday life. Picking up rubbish, smiling at people, giving up your seat on the bus, or just showing respect to your parents and teachers. Maybe the last bit is a bit challenging, but you get the drift. Now comes the last book in the Bible, the Book of Revelation. The Book of Revelation is essentially about hope and reminds us that Christ will never abandon the Christians who love and respect everyone and everything.
This message can be noticed in Revelations 11, verse 18. The nations were angry, and your wrath has come. The time has come for judging the dead, and for rewarding your servants, the prophets and your saints, and those who reverence your name, both small and great, and for destroying those who destroy the earth. Although this message is a bit extreme, and it doesn't mean much in modern context, it still holds relevance today. We could interpret this passage using the environment. God gave us a gift of life, and the environment and the creatures that roam the earth. By destroying it, we are destroying God's creation. Destroying doesn't necessarily mean bombing places or dumping gallons of oils into the ocean. Littering, smoking, or even not appreciating God's gift is a form of destruction. So if we don't respect the animals in nature, we are unworthy of His mercy and love, because we are showing Him that we don't care about Him or the things He has made for our comfort. The Gospels are 4 biblical narratives covering the life and death of Jesus Christ. They are written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Love one another is a very crucial theme portrayed in the book of John. A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. The scripture reference highlights, as Christians, it is important to love everyone around us, no matter what. In Australia, we are renowned for being a multicultural society, with many different races and cultures. This message, as everything else in the Bible, is easier said than done. That's why accompanying this passage is the life and the will of Jesus to remind us the purpose of our good deeds. If the Son of Man can humble himself to be whipped and spat on before slaves, and still show love, then who are we not to show love to anyone that does wrong against us? All up, the Old Testament was written millions of years ago to inform people of the wonders of God, and the New Testament more recently to encourage a new way of living that gave hope to early Christians. Together, they make up the Bible, a core source of faith that acts as a guidebook on how to live like Christ. For centuries, people have looked up to its teaching and remembered all the saints and apostles who died for us to live freely. Even today, we can still gather important morals and teachings that aid us through this forever changing world. The one thing, however, that doesn't change and will remain certain is the message portrayed through the epistles, the Gospels, and the book of Revelation. Not only did these significant books aid persecuted Christians, but still is relevant today, 2,000 years later. Pretty cool, right?